Welcome to Figure Feedback. My name is Jeremy, and this is an unboxing and first print impression of the Flashforge Creator 5, their first multi-tool head 3D printer. So after taking it out of the box, first thing I notice are these spool holders here. They do not retract, they are completely static. So we're going to see how that works out in the end. Also inside of the package, we got some of that sample filament that you can use if you want. But then here is the module that's going to make all of the magic happen with the 4 different tool heads. And notice everything is already assembled for you. This is definitely much easier to put together than the Snapmaker U1. After putting that printer together, it's not difficult, but it's definitely more involved. So it's great that Flashforge has done all the hard work for us and also provided us with some screws to secure everything in place. Now, the first thing you have to do is attach the screen, and look at what they did here. No ribbon cable whatsoever. It is very, very easy to just insert the male ends of that screen into the female ends, and it's there. The only thing you have to do at that point is take 2 of those screws and stick them in there and tighten them up to secure the screen, and that's it. It is a super, super easy screen installation. Thank you, Flashforge, for that. Next, we're going to have to install these little posts that the nozzles for the tool heads rest. So these go down really easily, no screws needed at all. They just slide right into place. Now you can connect that giant bore tool head module, and check this out. It's literally lining up the grooves and just sliding it into place. And look at that. It sits nice and flush. Amazing. And it's just kind of dangling there like predator treads. But all you have to do is get a couple of more screws, only 2 screws, to secure that module in place. And that is it. This is like the hardest part of this entire process. Man, I'm just so happy at how easy it is. And when you want to mount each tool head, check it out. You got holes on the back of them. You line them up with the posts, and then magnets just secure it into place. Super easy. I'm doing this with one hand and I'm holding the camera with the other hand. So check out the second installation. You just take it, make sure that it's in the right order so the wires don't get crossed. Slide it right on. Let the magnets do all the work. And then you have the cable that you need to plug into the extruder. It goes in a certain way because there's also a couple more screws that you have to use to fasten it to that part. So you'll know if you're getting it wrong. So if it's not even, just flip it around, use those 2 screws, and then it will be secure from there. We are pretty much done at this point. Now we just have to take out the screws that hold the bed in place. Now with this preliminary unit, there was no stickers to tell you which screw it is. So if yours comes that way, just know it's the screw in the middle, and there's 3 that you need to take out. Now here's how the spool holders go on. The slots are covered by tape, so you just tear that tape off and then you mount the spool holder so that it's sort of like on the outside edge, and secure it to the printer with 4 screws. That's it. And like I said, those don't retract, so we're going to have to see how that works out in the end. And this is the chamber light that comes on as part of the setup process and procedure. Now you'll notice that the entire screen is flickering like crazy, and that's just because of light frequencies and how it interacts with my camera. So don't worry about that. So just like every other printer, you start it up, you can put in your Wi-Fi credentials if you want, and then you will go through a calibration process. That includes bed leveling, extruder calibration, as well as vibration compensation. I am going to speak more on that in another video because it didn't go down as smoothly as I wanted it to. The extruder calibrations failed about 3 or 4 times before it actually succeeded, and thankfully I didn't have to tear anything apart in order to fix it. Now here's how you load the filament on here. The printer does not take the filament in automatically. You have to stick it in and you have to push it all the way to the print head. And once it gets to the print head, you have to squeeze the lever on the side, pull the filament in a little bit more, and then that locks it into place. Then you can go to the screen and select what type of filament that you're using. You see that there's a wide variety of different selections that you can choose, and you pick which color filament that you're going to be using. Flashforge also sent me over 4 spools of filament to use with this printer. And then you can load them individually one by one. I haven't seen a way to load multiple filaments at one time. But here's the thing. When it loads the filament, it's got to do some purging, and this is how it purges. The nozzle literally just poops straight down to the base of the printer. And just like the Adventurer 5M, I think that it purges more filament than necessary. Now look at this. It just keeps on going. And I'm going to show you how much filament this actually purged during this process. And it did it for all 4 filaments. There's a little nozzle wiper on the front right corner of the bed, and here is what it purged out. I actually weighed it, and it is about 1 gram of filament. Now here is the print that I wanted to do. It was already on the printer because right now I don't have access to a print profile to print my own stuff. I'm working on it. But this is just a little Flashforge dog that came pre-installed on the printer along with a 40-minute Benji. And just take a look at how the tool head works. I love the way that it has those lights on it. It's got the green light on the one that's working, and the ones that are parked have blue lights. And these are just for the first layer. So, that's why it's not going incredibly fast. And it is printing a prime tower right there in the back. This is a 256 millimeter cubed build plate, so it's bigger than what Flashforge usually offers. And it's a nice looking build plate. I like that logo in the middle. Looks very nice. But here now we see that's that Flashforge speed, got the whole printer shaking, so that should be good and familiar to you. So let's take a look at some of the tool head changes and how that looks and how long it takes to move over to the next filament. So there it goes, boom, it parked one of them, it grabs the other one, and now we're going right back to the prime tower there. Flashforge has done this thing where they keep the tool heads parked on the right side of the printer. So when you're looking at it, it almost looks like you have the printer oriented in an incorrect way, but you don't. You're just so used to having those on the back that when they're on the side like this, it just, kind of just throws you a little bit. Makes it a little bit harder to grab footage as well, but that's all right. And just take a look at how it works. And this is the dog that printed. This was a print that took over 3 hours, and when it was done, you can see what the end result looks like. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I love the fact that Flashforge made this printer so easy to assemble that even someone who's new to 3D printing, who might be intimidated by the way that this looks, really has nothing to worry about, because setting this printer up is very, very simple to do. So no worries there. Some potential concerns that I have about it mostly has to do with the fact that it purges the filament in the front of the printer all the way down to the base. I wish that there was a more elegant solution to do that, because having all of that filament just kind of spilling out like that with no way to contain it is just a little bit unnerving to me. Another thing that I've learned since using this is that even though the spool holders don't retract, the printer itself also does not retract the filament. You have to do that manually. You also have to cut the filament manually by pressing down on the filament cutter of the tool head in order to retract it. So that might not be an issue. We'll have to see what happens, but these types of spool holders does allow for a lot more variety in spool diameters, from the standard size all the way down to the small sample size filaments. They'll be able to fit those holders as well. But we still have a lot more printing to do. So if you find yourself interested in this printer, be sure to subscribe so that you can see all the videos that I'm going to put out about it. And I'm also planning on doing a live stream showing this in action in real time, so be on the lookout for that. And if you are interested in picking this up, you can get it again for $649. You have to go and pre-order it and put down that reserve, that $10 reservation before before the end of April the 19th. I'll leave links in the description for that if you're interested. Yes, they are affiliate links, but if you want to use them, you can. If you don't worry about it. That's all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon.